gonna tell it on the pod?
Tell you at dinner. Well,
Are you
I
trying
would
to
like to
fuck
talk
me, Brittany?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fucking two school nights this weekend that I was up until 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is
too
bananas.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
What were you doing, Ali? Getting your brakes
beat right
shot
off of me? Yeah, I went to go.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the right
You
word.
can never remember.
Shot.
Yeah, I went to go see fucking Tiny Hawk, and he beat the brakes right off of me.
Tiny Hawk is, in case we haven't released it before, is
a man that I'm seeing who is like 5'4" in rollerblades.
Yeah. Tiny Hawk. So good.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns, a podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell. Follow me on Instagram at Britonis Cardwell.
And I'm Ali O'Neill. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Ali O'Neill. And follow the pod.
Worthless Clowns.
Worthless Clowns Pod. Also, if you have a stupid story, you can email us at worthlessclownspod@gmail.com, right?
Yep.
You guys need to be writing in. All two of you.
Or you
All
can even
two
send
of
us
you.
a voice note on Instagram over DM.
That's true.
And we'll play that.
Yeah,
We'll save it. We'll play it.
We would love that because that would be like so much more fun and interactive to like play it.
We want to hear your voice. We want to make fun of your voice.
Yeah, we want to make fun. We want to absolutely roast the shit out of the people who love this podcast the most.
So your week was good? You stayed up late?
I stayed up way too late.
I know what you're doing. We're too close for us to be like, oh, what happened to you this week?
I know, yeah. Who are we fucking
We're
kidding,
pretending
dude?
now to catch up.
I know, yeah. I know.
Meanwhile, we've been texting all day.
I know. Yeah.
We'd be like, this moment happened. This moment happened.
I know, dude. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, God. Yeah, so Tuesday night, we went to the Comedy Cellar holiday party together.
Yeah? They have a holiday party late in the year.
Yeah. It was in April.
Man, it was overwhelming.
It was
I think
crazy.
I'm still, like, overstimulated from that night.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I'm going to hang out with so many cool fucking people. And then I just screamed at Katie Boyle for hours about being Irish.
Well, I got there, and I was like, yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm going to, like, I love everybody who's going to be there.
Yeah.
But I was so overwhelmed that I just wanted to stay within one area, like those scared rats that they test in the middle of a like ring. They'll be like testing their anxiety.
This is like dead bodies thrown in a lake.
Yeah,
you're like, you know those scared rats that are in a ring.
You know those pussy rats?
Yeah. You've been hanging out with me too much. I'm a bad influence. You never would have said pussy
All I'm
rats.
doing is making it sound cooler.
No,
it's actually just like really nerdy. But I'm like, yeah, they're pussy rats.
Yeah, these fucking pussy rats. Science pussy rats.
Anyway, yeah, the party, it was way too much. I was like, I can't even look at anybody. I can't look at any more people.
I know, yeah. I kept like running into people. Ryan Long was there and I've never talked to him before. And then he came up to Katie Boyle and was saying hi. And Katie was like, she's Irish, and pointed to me. And I'm like, literally nobody cares in the world except for you, Katie. And then Ryan was like, oh, wow. And he's like taking his jacket off and like wrapping it around his waist. And I was so drunk. And then I went, oh, good, you look like a fucking tennis player. And then he cracked up. And then I was like, thank God that he fucking laughed at that. Because, like, he's like a famous comedian. I was like, oh, good, nice, you look like a fucking tennis player.
Wait, is he Irish?
Long? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
also, fucking look at him.
I mean, it seems like it, but I don't know.
Yeah. He kind of looks like my brother if my brother had hair that was appropriate for his race.
Yeah. Allie's brother has dreads.
Yeah, my brother's a white guy with dreadlocks, but
Whoops.
we don't have to talk about it. We hung out with Sean and Shane, both former Worthless Clowns.
Oh, yeah. Watch their episodes.
Yeah, their episodes are so fun. Every time, not to pick one over the other, but every time people are like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, you got to listen to the Shane Torres episode.
I loved that episode.
That episode was so good.
I, like, think about that episode when I'm walking down the street.
Me too.
Yeah.
I listened to it maybe like 3 times.
I don't want to say that, but I have too. But so sometimes before we have a guest, to like comfort myself on the way here, I'll put on an episode of our pod and I'll be like, it's gonna be fun. Listen to it. It was fun. We had a good time.
Dude, Mike Racine was on and we're like, you fucking nerd, listen to this podcast all the time. And then we listen to it probably more than he does.
I know, we're our biggest listeners.
Yeah.
God, it's sad.
I know, it is sad. I listen to it at a fast speed because I don't have to absorb it. I'm just I remember that.
Do I sound like Mickey Mouse or something?
No.
Oh, man.
We both sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Ben Affleck was in one of those movies.
You love Ben
I know. I
Affleck.
think about him a lot.
Wait, what were we
He should be on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, Dennis Rodman.
Our bingo card is going to look like a periodic table. It's like too big now.
I know. It's going to be like
got
16 by 16
or whatever.
squares. Yeah.
Yeah, the party was real fun. There was a psychic medium.
Yeah.
2 psychic mediums, a guy and a girl. The gossip was that the guy was great. The lady sucked. Like, not worth going to.
I know, yeah. Everybody kept being like, I hear the lady sucks.
Like 10 people told me that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they really needed you to know who to go to.
Yeah.
Like, it was like really important that we get the right information.
Yeah, so then you wanted to do it, and I didn't really care.
Oh, yeah, I really wanted
and
to
so there were 2 people. One was at the lady and one was at the guy. And we were waiting in line. And I was like, if the lady opens up first, I'll go to take the lady because I don't give a shit what happens. So then you get the guy. But then if the guy opens up first, you can just go and I won't do it.
Yeah.
So then it worked out.
Yeah. The guy, I got a good reading, you know? The thing is with these readings.
Oh, yeah, you didn't even fucking really tell me.
I didn't tell you. I'll have to tell you later. I took a picture of it.
Oh,
so
you're
going to
tell me. You
it.
can't tell it on the pod?
I'll tell you at dinner. Well,
are you
I
trying
would like
to
to
fuck
talk
me, Brittany?
Yeah. First, I'm going to be like, let me touch your hands.
Yeah.
He did the hand thing first.
Uh-huh.
I could barely hear this guy.
Yeah.
I like, and you know, when it's information about you, because we're all like kind of narcissistic, and you're trying, I'm like almost wanting to yell. I'm like, this is important.
You almost like yelled at the whole party, being like, everybody shut
up. The fuck up.
I'm getting a psychic reading.
I'm trying to figure out my direction. But yeah, he like did the whole hand thing first and told me all these different things. I wish I could have recorded it. My memory's awful. And I was already probably pretty drunk by the time we got there.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah. And then he did the tarot cards and a lot of it. The thing is, and this goes into the story I'm going to tell, like, I'd like to think I could go into a psychic reading being like, yeah, it's going to be funny. Because I don't like fully believe it.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, haha, like something funny is going to happen. But I get so into it once I start hearing about my life. Mm-hmm. And like, unless they said something totally, I should have gone to the lady. Maybe she would have said something bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
feel like if I went up to them, they would just come up to me and be like, I can tell you don't have a great relationship with your dad.
Like the beginning of that roast joke.
Yeah, I know.
As you can
and I'm
see.
Like, yeah, obviously, dude. Fucking look at me.
Primus.
Yeah.
She's wearing a Primus shirt right now.
You know what?
And a gold chain and super short shorts.
They're not super.
Well.
Yeah, they are.
They're not. I mean, they're nice, but.
Yeah.
They're short.
Yeah, they are short. Yeah. People comment on
Let's
them.
Let's call it. They're short.
But also, I have really short legs, so I feel like I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Also,
they look good.
I don't like shorts that are like down here because then I feel like a little boy.
Yeah, I don't like them either. But I wear them because I can't perform in shorts like those.
I would never wear them on stage.
Yeah.
So when it's 90 degrees out, I'm walking around in fucking jeans.
Yeah.
Which is rough.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with these jeans on. It's like 85 degrees out.
Yeah, it's bananas. But anyway, wait, before you get to your other psychic thing,
mm-hmm.
like me and Sean and Shane and you were seeing who could hold our hand on the ice.
I don't think Sean was there for that part.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I actually couldn't remember. We had just done it for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, we were there for so long touching the ice
And then like
luge.
10 minutes later, we were with the people. And I was like, who was there again?
Yeah, I know.
I was like, it was me and you and that girl. And then Shane was with us. And he was like, me. So they had these big like ice sculptures or whatever at the party that said like Cellar USA or whatever.
Yeah.
And for some reason we decided we were going to see if we could do that ice challenge where you put your hands there and like whoever.
Don't say that ice challenge like it's a
real.
Thing.
It's real.
Is it?
Yeah. They actually do that to. I'm getting into this nerd stuff again, but they do that to induce stress in people in experiments, like psychology experiments.
Interesting.
They make you stick your hands in ice and like.
Oh yeah, probably like creates like a response in your brain.
Yeah,
like it feels cold.
Good one.
I hate myself. I fucking hate myself.
But yeah, I think it like does all the automatic like arousal stuff.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
So we were doing that, and we were gonna be like. I mean, that's how I interpreted what we were doing. Yeah. But what everyone else thought was just we were doing a fun game where we put our hands on the ice and whoever takes their hand off first.
Yeah.
Loses.
And then both you and Shane were really drunk, so I kept taking my hand. I was cheating like mad. And then you caught me.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I don't even remember catching you.
You caught me and then you were like, yeah. And then I was like,
were you hovering over?
well, I kept doing, okay, so like if this is the ice, I kept doing like this. I would like do that and then I would do that.
Oh, I do remember that. Mhm.
Yeah, and then you caught me doing it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I guess I gotta go to the open bar and get drinks for everybody.
You didn't want to see like how challenged your body could be?
Well, it was very challenged. First of all, I'm really challenged already. Second of all, it was challenged
You're already
enough.
at the height of being challenged.
Yeah.
Every moment of your life.
Yeah, dude, my ADHD was off the charts because I was around people who I was like, I gotta impress them. And then I'm
You look
screaming.
like a tennis player. Oh!
And then
Yeah.
I was just like touching the ice for mad long. And then there was like people there who I like there's just people there who I like know very well from like listening to their podcasts and shit, but they have no idea who I am.
Mhm.
And then I'm like,
Which people?
like Big J Okerson, who I talked to for a little bit, and then like Joe DeRosa, Bobby Kelly was there.
Mm.
I
I didn't
see
talk
Norman.
to anybody.
Yeah, I didn't talk to any. I mean, I
No.
talked to Big J. I like said hi and stuff because Cassie was talking to him before, but and then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like a few other people. I don't know. I was so drunk.
Same, yeah.
I was so
That's fun.
drunk.
And then, do you remember this part? We all decided to team up and put our hands on top of each other on top of the ice to try and melt it together.
But mine was at the bottom.
But then we moved. Then we rotated.
Did we?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't do that for very long, but it was somehow important to me.
Do you remember when we all teamed up together to see
melt
if we
the
could
ice?
melt the ice?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Also, we probably looked so fucking stupid to everybody else.
Everybody looked stupid. Did he look at the dance floor?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I was not going out there.
Yeah. Dude,
One of our friends loves dancing. So
Oh,
Cassie,
yeah.
who we went with,
and Cassie, she was like, you're my date, so you have to come.
dance.
And
I'm
then
like-
I was just like standing on the dance floor like, I fucking hate it here.
Yeah, I already only pretend to dance. And I'm like, I'm not pretending to dance in front of comics.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's the worst possible situation for
Yeah.
me. I have to be in a place where I don't really know that many people.
No, totally.
And they're not
dude.
comics.
Yeah. And also, this is unrelated, but you know what Rojo Perez said to me last night? He was like, I'm sure you get this a lot, but you and Casey James Salengo seem like you could be siblings.
Yeah, you do. Oh, man.
And I was like, just say
We gotta get
we're
Casey
white trash.
on the pod.
Yeah, we
He's so,
gotta.
Man, he's so
He's
funny.
so fucking funny.
Aw.
He's just a big white trash guy.
Right now, all of his posts are just like places that he cleaned really thoroughly at his job. I think he does like TaskRabbit type stuff right now. I mean, he also performs a lot and he's great. He's a really good comedian.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's
He just
doing all this,
supplements
like-
the performing
Yeah.
with like TaskRabbity stuff.
So he's just showing side by sides of like a really dirty fridge
Yeah.
next to it being really clean.
Yeah, and then he's like, and then also I found my sweet baby Loretta, which is a cat that he found at my first job. So I think that means cleaning is for me.
He's like the sweetest tall man I've ever met.
I know. It's so insane. Anyway, go back to your psychic story.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the problem is like with this guy at the cellar party, I want to like laugh at it, but then I can't. I always take it too seriously. And then he said a bunch of stuff. You know, it always aligns. Not that I know how it aligns because it's like you just hear what you want to hear within every sentence that he says or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, it almost doesn't matter if it's not true because the way I interpret it is helpful for me regardless, right?
Yes. Yeah.
If it's like in a positive direction that's already fitting with my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with this one. I'll tell you all about it at dinner. It's too personal to share here.
Oh, okay.
But it's all about like aligning with who you are and blah, 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 whatever.
all this gay shit.
Gay.
You did this.
I didn't even mean to do that.
You did big
I didn't
limp
even know.
wrists and then said gay.
It just felt right, I guess.
Wait, in high school, did people ever go, is he?
Yeah.
Did people ever do that to you?
I'm sure.
And then like flip their wrist and be like, is he?
Yeah.
And I'm like, a homo? Yeah.
Allie O'Neill. Anyway, so there's one time when I first moved to New York, I went to a psychic.
Yeah.
First time ever going. And the reason I went, I moved to New York to do comedy and I was like, oh, you know, I'm like too enthusiastic as a new comic. And I'm like, I'm going to find any material I can to help me write new bits. I'm going to go see a psychic.
I'm sure you're like, this will generate a lot of material.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. This will produce content for my mind to work on.
Dude, this was like last night when you introduced yourself to somebody at the roast. And then
Oh God, I was acting so crazy.
I know. It was so weird because we're in the green room at New York Comedy Club and like it just feels weird because I don't feel like I belong. I should be in there. But it was a bunch of comics that we knew. And then you went up to somebody who was like, hey, my name's, I think, Matt or whatever. I forget his name. But he was like, hey, my name's Matt. And she's like, good. And then I was like, okay, Brittany, and what is your name? And it's like
you
Brittany
had to instruct me how to interact.
Brittany goes up to this man and she's like, name, please. Matthew. Okay. In the brain. Great. Downloading.
I do that all the time. I do it all the time. And it's like more like I'm so anxious about talking that once they say their name, I'm like, I'm glad that's over. And I never say my own name. This happens to me like a few times a week, I think.
Oh no.
For real.
Name downloaded.
Downloaded. Done.
Interaction over. And then you power down.
Yeah. I power down and just stand in the corner. Man, I'm crying again.
Oh God. Anyway, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Another thing I did there. Well, also because you were there, so I think it kind of accentuates stuff because I like to treat my friends to little jokes.
I like to treat my friends
Allie's
to little
around
jokes.
And she's giving me too much encouragement to be weird. So
Yeah,
then I was
true.
even weirder than I would have been.
Yeah.
Normally I probably wouldn't have talked that much even. But another stupid thing I did, there was a backpack that was all glittery. And I was like, is this one of your backpacks? And they all said no. And then I don't remember what happened.
No, and
but
then
it
you were
was
like, well, then I asked that for no reason. You were like, guess I complimented that backpack for no reason.
Yeah, I was mad at everybody. And I don't know these people that well.
Yeah.
Man, that was fun. Anyway, so the psychic, I moved to New York and I was like, I'm going to go to a psychic. I'm going to get so much good material. It's going to be so funny. And a couple weeks before this, I have really bad back problems. Listen to the neck injections episode. Neck injections.
Pew,
With stars all around
lasers.
I have really bad back problems. And I was thinking about that like a couple weeks. I always think about it, but a couple weeks leading up to this psychic medium lady, I was having a really specific thought, which was that, maybe I have scoliosis and it got like missed. You know when you get tested as a kid or whatever?
Yeah, don't they test you in gym class? And they
Yeah.
make you take off your shirt and bend over in front of a teacher?
Yeah, in front of like a middle-aged, sweaty, slightly overweight man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those sick fucks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I went there, and at 2 weeks leading up to it, I was like, maybe I got scoliosis. I never really found out or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what's causing the problems. And I go in, I'm like, this is going to be hilarious. The first thing she says to me is, you've been thinking you might have scoliosis. You don't.
Oh my God.
She said that exact phrase. And so then I couldn't like not listen to her.
Yeah.
And I thought about this so much afterwards because it's like, it's not like she said, oh, you have like back problems, you have pain.
Scoliosis is so specific.
It's very specific, and it's even more specific that she said, you have been thinking this lately.
Yeah.
And it's not true.
Do you remember anything else she said that may have come true? Or didn't come true?
Well, then she said a lot of stuff that I wanted to hear. She was like saying things about how I thought about going to, this was true. She didn't know that I like came here to be a comic or anything. But she had said that something about being in entertainment and that I thought about like I'm in the right place and I had considered another place.
Yeah.
Which was true. I was like thinking Chicago or LA or whatever.
Also for the listeners, because I was thinking this when you first told me this story, I was like, did you make this appointment? And then she looked you up. You just walked in.
Walked right in. She didn't have any information about me.
Yeah.
There was no time.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even get to sit down for a while and have her have my name.
Yeah.
And her like making me a coffee or something. It was like immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, is there a mic? And at first I was thinking a dude and I was like, no. And I was dating the extra. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's like
mic.
Open mics.
Microphone.
I just did 12 open mics in a week. And that was the first time I could actually experience comedy in a real, well, it's not real at a mic, but.
Well, it's more real than it was like in New Zealand.
In New Zealand,
for you.
I was doing one a month. So it was like the same amount I was doing in a year in New Zealand I did
in
a week in New York.
Yeah. That's why New York is the best place to do comedy.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's saying all this stuff, and I'm like, ooh, Lord, here we go. I'm like, wash it over me. It was so good.
Why did you have to do that while I was drinking?
I don't know who I am.
Wash it over me.
I just did that, and I've never seen myself do anything like that.
I've never seen you do anything like that either. I'm like, who is this?
I know. We were talking about this the other night. I think it was with you. We were talking about people who... Oh, it was on the pod the other day. Oh, well, now it's going to be repeated. But we were talking to Mike Racine about people who say that they have multiple personalities.
Oh, yeah.
And how it's like maybe... part of that is just people will have different thoughts and perspectives and like like I just did some act out of like I don't know who that was,
and then I'm like, is this Stacy?
Yeah, if I thought
talking to
too much
Stacey
about
right
it,
now?
I would be like, this is a different lady.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway, she was saying all this stuff about how I'm supposed to be here and blah blah blah. Mike, she also told me that I had a heavy heart. And that was true at the time. Big time.
Because you were engaged to...
Oh, I was in this really awful relationship. And yeah. And then she was like, let me correct your chakras for $250.
That's how they get you.
I didn't do that.
She tried to upsell you.
Yeah. But, yeah, so it wasn't funny. Because she, like, made me believe her right when I sat down.
Yeah.
And then I did believe her. And then I was just like... help me understand my life. That's what happens every time I try and like do some kind of like, this will be fun. One time I got a numerology packet done for fun, thinking I'll get material.
Yeah.
I paid like $10 up for it over the internet, which is stupid. I could have just like looked stuff up online. But they sent me this like 80-page packet all about numbers. I should try and find it.
You should.
And I thought it was going to be funny, but then I looked at it.
Was 4 in it a lot?
I think it was a lot of 8s, if I remember right. Yeah.
That's half of, double 4.
Can we cut that to make it look like Ali knows how to do basic math? Wait.
That's half or double. So fucking stupid. That's double or half.
Ali needs her Adderall, everybody.
I know. Oh, if anybody has some, let me know.
Ali was telling me that she had to get an appointment to like talk to somebody about her Adderall.
Yeah.
And how you have to go and like you can't seem like you really need drugs because then they won't give them to you.
Yeah.
And then I had a dream. I didn't tell you this. I had a dream that I had to go do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
To get Adderall specifically?
Well, it was Adderall in the dream, but then also in the dream, because I just got these anxiety drugs for my little panic attacks. Future episode. You'll hear all about that.
My little panic attacks.
Like they're fun.
Like they're cute.
They're fun little cakes.
Oh, you think that this podcast is fun and we're both not severely mentally ill? Obviously. Yeah. Obviously not. Anyway.
So in the dream, it was like I already had them and I was trying to convince the guy I didn't need the drugs. I didn't like need them in an addict type of way. I was like telling him I haven't even tried them yet and I've just been managing myself.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but yeah, it's unrelated.
It is really
I had a
annoying.
dream. It was like empathetic towards you.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
I'm worried about you getting your Adderall.
I know. I am so dumb.
But only unconsciously. I couldn't just do that as a friend.
I have like multiple friends because I've been talking about it a lot. I haven't had Adderall for like probably like 3 weeks now.
Mm.
And I have friends who text me every day being like, did you get your Adderall?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I have to do things for them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm supposed to design a podcast cover for Aton.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, did you get your Adderall yet? And I'm like, oh, I'm working on it. It's fucking rough out here. Yeah. Also, it doesn't help that when you stay up till 4 a.m. on a school night.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
All executive function, huh?
Dude, my executive function is fucking trash.
Mine was real bad today.
Ugh. Mine's so bad all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there was like a point where I was like, oh, maybe I'm getting used to not having it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But that was a hoax. You should see my room right now, dude. My room is nuts. You know how many I probably have 12 LaCroix cans in different parts of my room. It's crazy. Ugh. It's awful.
Excuse me.
I like barely do anything anymore. I just cuddle my
Sorry,
dog.
I burped like 4 times.
No, get it all out. Get it all out,
I think
Brittany.
it's
I don't know. I don't have to talk
you
about
cuddle
this.
your dog and just look around your room at all
I
your
cuddle my dog,
seltzers?
watch old episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race, and jerk off. Not at the same time. Not all at the same time. One time I was like texting this guy that I was hanging out with, and I knew that it wouldn't work when I was like, oh yeah, today all I did was cuddle my dog and jerk off. Not at the same time.
Yeah.
And then he was like, haha, hope not.
Oh, was this the cheesy guy?
No, this was the skateboarding man who I went on one date with before Tiny Hawk.
I don't even remember this one. But yeah, obviously it wouldn't have worked out because he couldn't.
Yeah, he was like, hope not, ha ha ha. I told you, I was like, I couldn't.
Oh, because you thought there was going to be banter after, even though he got the joke, there wasn't like.
I don't know if he got the joke, but either he didn't quite get the joke or he didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
Both things are no-goes for me.
Him saying hope not is the part that's confusing. Like if he had only laughed, that would have been fine, right?
Yeah. But like, yeah. But this was the guy who I was like, I can't tell if he's dumb or just from LA.
Oh, yeah. And then he got too sick to ever hang out again?
Yeah. And then I met Tiny Hawk, and then he hit me up, and I didn't respond, and then he stopped following me on Instagram. As one does.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the roast, or do we want to get into our...
How long have we been recording, Maxim?
26 minutes.
Let's get into the post.
Okay.
And then we can talk about the roast.
We can talk about the roast after, maybe.
Oh, fuck, shit.
All right. Oh, you're reading it.
Oh, yeah, I am reading it. Oh, God. I don't have any Adderall, and I didn't read this post a lot.
She already tried to do math earlier and didn't really...
I know. I used all of my brain power on doing math incorrectly earlier. Okay. Am I the asshole for perpetuating ethnic stereotypes, unquote, about jorts?
Jorts. Wait. Jorts are...
Jean shorts.
Jean shorts.
You didn't know.
That's me not being able to do math, but in my own... in my form.
Word math.
Word math.
I can't do word math. Okay. The story. We have 2 workplace cats in one area of our work site. They add value to the work site. We all love the cats.
Add value.
Also, I'm reading this so weird because I'm really trying to focus on it. So everybody relax.
I like the way you're reading it. They add
value to the worksite, comma. We all love the cats, and the worksite cat presence is not the issue. One of our cats, Jean, is a tortoiseshell cat we've had for years. The other cat, Jorts, is a large orange cat and a recent addition.
Wait, they named their cat Jean Shorts. That's
and
like
Jean and Jorts.
Men's Warehouse.
Men's Warehouse.
Cat name.
Oh my God.
Previous episode. I saw a Men's Warehouse last night. I was waiting for the bus for like 40 minutes. I got home super late. I was like so mad at that.
You waited for the bus?
Yeah. Well,
why didn't you take the L to the queue?
I did. The queue keeps doing weird stuff, and then the bus didn't come. But and then my phone died, so I had nothing to do.
So then you just stared at the Men's Warehouse?
I just stared at Men's Warehouse. I was like reading all the signs. That's what I was doing because I had no phone, and I was so mad. I was like, I gotta keep myself occupied. I was like reading like Target, Applebee's, Best Buy, and then I saw Men's Warehouse, and I laughed. And I also like repeated it 3 times.
Men's Warehouse, Men's Warehouse, Men's Warehouse.
Panasonic. I think I really wanted to see a Panasonic sign.
You were like, God, it would all come together. Okay. Jorts is Jorts. I hate myself. Jorts is I'm so sorry.
One letter at a time.
Jorts is just kind of a simple guy. For example, Jorts can't open a door even when it's ajar. He shoves it whether he's going in or out. So often he closes the door he's trying to go through. This means he is often trapped inside the place he was trying to exit and meows until rescued. My colleague Pam, not her real name, has been spending a lot of time trying to teach Jorts things. The door thing...
Jorts thinks the door... It's really hard to say all those words together.
Yeah.
He thinks the door is like a button you press, or just like...
I think if this cat can't figure out how to open a door, it probably has no concept of buttons.
But that's what I mean. He's seen the door open from being touched, so he thinks it's just a touch.
I think you're overthinking it, Brittany.
Yeah.
You're like, so the cat thinks the door is a button.
I support Jorts.
You're like, hey, it makes sense.
It's a button.
My colleague Pam has been spending a lot of time trying to teach Jorts things. The door thing is the main example. It's a real issue because the cats are fed in a closet and Jorts keeps pushing the door closed. Jean can actually open all the other interior doors since they're lever-type knob, but she can't open this particular door if she's trapped inside the closet. Torty Jean is a very nice to poor orange Jorts. And she is kept busy. She is kept busy letting him out of rooms he has trapped himself in. So this seems easy to resolve.
Oh, that's cute.
I put down a doorstop. Pam then said I was depriving Jorts of the chance to learn and kept removing the doorstep. She set up a series of special learning activities for Jorts and tried to put these tasks on the whiteboard of the daily team tasks.
Wait, what's their actual job?
I don't know. They said
They're
work
like, this is
site.
like cats on site.
I know. It feels like I would imagine it's like a warehouse or something where they're trying to like control the rat population.
But it sounds like the cats aren't relevant to whatever job it is because they're like, the cats don't bother us. They're not saying they're like useful.
Yeah, but
they add value, but
true.
It sounds like just social.
So it could be that, or it could be that it's like an outside work environment and there's just stray cats around and they started feeding them.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they adopted them.
No.
But also they didn't go into it.
But whatever their job is, they're so focused instead on training the cats.
Well, hold on, we'll get into
Okay.
it because Pam seems really concerned with training the cats.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, she put special tasks on the whiteboard of the daily team tasks, and then he said, I erased them in parentheses. She thinks we need to teach him how to clean himself better, and
So she was really trying to make it part of the job for
yeah,
everybody.
Yeah. She thinks we need to teach him how to clean himself better and how to get out of minor barriers, like when he gets a cup stuck on his head, etc.
I love this cat. I would love to have Jorts.
I know this cat seems like this cat seems like it would like fall through a bunch of awnings and then like land in like the president's office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a cartoon dumb cat. I love Jorts, but he's just dumb as fuck, and we can't change that. Don't get me wrong, watching her try to teach Jorts how to walk through a door is hilarious, but Jean got locked in the closet twice last week. Oh, Jean is the other cat.
Yeah.
Yesterday...
You thought the lady got locked in the closet by the cat?
Yeah.
Still a cartoon.
Yeah, I know. Yesterday, I installed a cat cutout thing in the door, and Pam started getting real huffy. I made a gentle joke about how you can't expect Jean's tortoise shell smarts from orange cat Jorts.
Oh, Ali. You okay?
Am I the orange cat in this situation?
I don't know.
Are you okay? Which made Pam...
I had a stupid orange cat, too.
Yeah, I feel like there is a stereotype that orange cats are either stupid or, like, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they're always, like, wacky.
My cat's name was Kramer. He was kind of crazy. He was super goofy. He was really funny. The other one, Cosmo, we just named him Kramer twice, basically.
Yeah.
Was real pretty and smart, and they were siblings.
What was the color of the other cat?
It was like I think they were all like from like a mixed litter or something.
Usually cats come out different colors.
Okay, because he was like Siamese looking.
Oh, you had like the points?
Yeah.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I love those cats.
Mm.
I said you can't expect Jean's tortoise shell smarts from orange cat Jorts, which made Pam furious, all caps. She started crying and left the hallway, then sent an email to the group, including volunteers, and then went home early. In her email, Pam said I was, quote, perpetuating ethnic stereotypes by saying orange cats are dumb, and is demanding a racial sensitivity training before she will return.
Centered on cats or like
it just says racial sensitivity.
All the examples are cats?
Yeah.
It's for like children. It's for like
I know.
Like a 4th grade class.
I know, yeah.
Like, it's too much to make it people, so they like make it different colored animals.
Demanding a racial sensitivity training before she will return. I don't think it's relevant, but just in case, Pam is a white person in a mostly minority staff, and no, she is not ginger, does not have red hair.
Yeah.
So that's
man, oh man.
How do you feel about that?
Is she worried? Does she want the diversity class? Is it really just for the cats?
It sounds like this lady Pam is projecting a lot onto this cat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think it seems like maybe she has her own, like, shit going on where she's, like, maybe, like, very concerned about, like, justice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then sees this incredibly small injustice that doesn't matter and is like, I have to fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I not to make this about me, but I was trying to write a joke like this when I first started comedy. I never really wrote it, but there were a couple of versions of it, and they all had to do with outer space, but it was like people seeing injustice like in places and things that are so abstract and like out of control.
Okay.
Like Pluto, for example, the planet. We keep saying he's a planet, and then we keep saying he's not.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of like abusive to be like, like inconsistent about it and like, and then cutting it down constantly. Like, it's like this uncertain. That was one of them.
Has anybody asked about how Pluto feels about it?
Nobody cares. And nobody cares how he's been treated this whole time. But it's like the same thing. It's like someone that would do that. Like, they think they can apply this thing that actually does mean something to, like, a bunch of, like, really small versions of it. And, like, can't we just, like, focus on the actual thing? Yeah.
I also think, okay, not to get too social justice warrior over here.
Yeah.
But this reminds me a lot of, like, okay, so there's a subreddit called Ban Pitbulls, where it's just news stories of, like, pitbulls eating children.
Yeah.
And then people being like, this breed sucks. They were bred to fight. They were bred to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, like, yeah, like, a lot of, like, pitbulls, like, not a lot of pitbulls, but most dog attacks are pitbulls.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more aggressive dog breeds, but they're not as common. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like,
and the stereotype's not already there for the other breeds. So then when it does happen, it's like not as significant because people aren't like, see?
Yeah. And it's like Chihuahuas and Corgis are really bitey.
Oh, really?
Because, Corgis are really bitey because they were bred to, like herd horses. That's why they're so low to the ground. So they can't get kicked by horses. Oh. And the way that they would herd them is to bite their ankles and shit. So like I have a lot of friends who used to work at like dog daycares and they were like, yeah, Corgis are always shitty because they'll bite you, but they just don't hurt you like a pit bull does. Yeah. Because they're not as big.
Yeah.
And so then there's like other subreddits that are like against pit bull hate, and this is like people's whole identity is being like pit bulls are the best, which is like I have a pit bull, I grew up with pit bulls, I fucking love pit bulls, I think that they're the best dogs, but I do think that you have to train them. Like I don't think like the whole nanny dogs thing is a myth. They were never nanny dogs.
Wait, what does that mean?
There's this like myth going around where it was like, because there's a lot of like 1800s pictures of like,
man, you know so much about the pit bull.
I know, I really do. I'm deep in this.
Dogcast, everybody.
Dogcast.
No, we're not. This is good.
But it's like,
we're not just like, I know a dog named Lincoln.
Yeah. But it's like pit bulls are very protective of their people.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like really old 1800s photos of like a pit bull and then like children. And then people made up this idea that they were bred not to fight bulls, which is like literally what they were bred for. and where they got their name from, but they were bred to like take care of children. And I think that they can be super sweet, gentle dogs if they're trained right and they have the right disposition and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes they like to eat children. You know what I mean? So it's like I have a very pragmatic view about it. But then there's like a whole group of people who like their whole thing is to like brand pit bulls better. You know what I mean? And then one thing that these people do, which I do not agree with, is they're like, oh, so you're saying that like they're acting, I'm trying to like go about this in a way that what they're saying is bad, but they're basically saying like, they're comparing like pit bulls to black people and the hate against pit bulls to like racial injustice.
I've seen this before.
And I'm like, that's not the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not the same fucking thing at all.
Yeah.
Also, you're comparing black people to dogs in a way, which is so fucked up of you.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what this reminds me of.
Yes, it does. That's
You know what I
thought
mean?
when I when you read it
and
as
it's
well.
like, oh, they're just dumb because they're orange. Oh, so
Yeah.
you think that race, and it's like, no. That's not the same
yeah.
thing at all. Let's stop comparing people and animals.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's not, like, things in society that, like, keep orange cats down for years.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't do terrible things to groups of orange cats for years.
Yeah.
And now it's affecting them still.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's just like, it fucking blows my mind when people are like so social justice-y about like pit bulls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but you're also like being an insane and like being like incredibly unwoke with making these comparisons.
It's like, it's not that helpful to bring in the cat thing, and it distracts from the real thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, like lots of it doesn't even match up either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what he should do? He should bring in the racial sensitivity training person and have them do a big whole long speech and like have like a PowerPoint and then have people like interact and stuff, and then have the last slide of the PowerPoint be like, but orange cats are fucking dumb.
And then Pam starts crying.
Yeah, I know. And then Pam,
she sues the company.
she calls the ACLU.
She's like emailing all these social justice institutions. Asking what they're doing about the cats.
Yeah. Also, I got banned from the subreddit Ban Pitbulls because I kept fighting people in the comments. Sometimes I'll just get in a mood.
Do you have do you still have access to the post that you made?
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, we should post some of these.
Let's see if I can find it. Actually, it's way back. I'm not going to do it now. It's like way back, but I will see. It's probably me just being like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking moron. Because I do love pit, like believe me, I fucking love pit bulls probably as much as these other people do. I'm just not being like, I'm being pragmatic about it, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
But I don't know. I did get banned from the subreddit. And then also they went, because you can go into a person's post history, and then they saw me post a bunch of pictures of my dog. And then they were like, this piece of shit. I'm like a Russian spy in the band.
So you wake up and you're hoping that there are like likes on Betty's pictures on Reddit.
Yeah, actually one of her pictures, I can actually find it pretty quickly. One of her pictures is like, I posted a picture of her and it got a lot of likes. Let me see if I can find it. My profile. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this has, it's not that many, but it has like 1,000 upvotes and then 30 comments. And it's a picture of Betty.
Oh,
and then
I've seen that picture. You sent it
it's
to
a
me.
lot of good pictures. Yeah. You've probably seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one. And then I was like, and then it was pretty, this is pretty gay, but.
Allie's gay for her dog.
A year ago, I broke up with an abusive ex and he took the dog we raised together. I decided it was time to get another dog, and I'm so grateful I did.
That's really sweet, but also it's like
so dumb.
You know when you feel a certain way and you write something and then later you're like, who is that? Is that Stacy? That's my other personality.
I was really having like an emotional moment for my dog, and then posted on Reddit where nobody knows who I am. And then it's like, and I was like,
I love my dog too.
I love my dog a lot. So stupid.
Man.
So embarrassing. At least I do that shit on Reddit where nobody knows me, and not on like Facebook where people are like, All relationships have up and downs.
Oh, God.
Sometimes I want to fucking kill you. But you're the best thing that's ever happened to me.
But overall, in general, it's somewhat positive.
This relationship has been a net gain.
Yeah, exactly. Net gain.
Oh, God.
And when I look back to it in moments of positivity in myself, I remember positive stuff.
Yeah. When I search for what I want to see, I find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been so bad that even though I have a bias to search for what I want to see, I still see a lot of bad stuff.